Have you ever watched a TV show so funny, so universally loved, that millions around the world couldn't stop tuning in, only for it to suddenly end? That's exactly what happened to The Benny Hill Show. For years, it thrived with quick humor, unforgettable sketches, and a rhythm audiences adored. But then, something shifted. One sketch changed everything. What once made people laugh now sparked outrage. The jokes that built a career suddenly tore it down. Don't go anywhere. In just a moment, you'll see the scene that ended it all. To understand the fall, we must return to the beginning. Alfred Hawthorne Hill was born in Southampton in the mid-1920s. Even his birth year remains disputed. Some records say 1924, others 1925. His father ran a surgical instrument shop, a serious trade far removed from the stage. But entertainment was in his blood. His grandfather had been a circus clown, leaving behind a legacy that quietly shaped young Alfred's imagination. Before comedy, life had no spark. And it was this hunger for laughter that turned Benny Hill into a global icon. Until one choice on stage changed everything. He began life driving cars, delivering milk, stacking shelves at Woolworths, and even playing drums in small pubs. They were simple, almost invisible jobs. But in the quiet moments of these tasks, Alfred learned something priceless: how people behave when they believe no one is watching. This sharp eye for everyday details would one day become the backbone of his comedy. Then came World War II. Alfred became a mechanic with the Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers, fixing engines under impossible conditions. Later, he manned searchlights, slicing the night sky with beams that exposed enemy aircraft. But his true destiny revealed itself when he was transferred to the Military Entertainment Unit. On makeshift stages, he discovered that comedy wasn't just a distraction, it was survival. Exhausted soldiers, desperate for relief, found in him not just laughter, but a lifeline. Alfred realized that humor could heal the invisible wounds of war. He admired the giants of British music hall, but it was an American radio star, Jack Benny, who left the deepest mark. Alfred was mesmerized by the way Jack played with timing, turning silence itself into comedy. Inspired, he took on a new name, Benny. His radio debut in 1947 showed flashes of brilliance, but Benny soon realized that sound alone couldn't capture his true gift. By 1950, he embraced television, the perfect stage for his physical comedy. And then came the turning point. In 1955, The Benny Hill Show was born. Unlike anything before it, the show blended music, parody, outrageous characters, and a lightning-fast pace. Each episode was a whirlwind of chaos, slapstick, and laughter without borders. The world surrendered to him. By the 1970s, the show aired in over 140 countries. Characters like Fred Scuttle, Harry Hill, and Jackie Wright became fan favorites, while the final chase sequence set to yakety sax became an instant cultural icon. But with fame came criticism. By the 1980s, slapstick comedy was seen as outdated. A controversial sketch, a parody of a beauty contest, became the spark that ignited years of discontent. What once felt harmless suddenly seemed offensive. Overnight, Benny Hill went from comedy genius to symbol of old-fashioned morality. As the backlash grew and costs soared, the inevitable happened. In 1989, the show was canceled. It was the end of an era. Benny tried to reinvent himself with international specials, but the world of comedy had already moved on. And here lies the haunting question: how could a man who once made the entire world laugh become, in a single moment, the target of relentless criticism? If this revelation has surprised you so far, leave a like so that more people can discover this fascinating story with you. Benny Hill left behind a complex legacy. On one side, universal laughter. On the other, a reminder of how quickly culture can turn against its icons. And the question still lingers: was his comedy truly wrong or simply out of step with a new age? When the cameras were off, Benny Hill was a very different man from the flamboyant character the world knew on TV. Despite earning a fortune from his show, he lived in a way many found unusual for someone so famous. He preferred renting small apartments instead of buying grand homes, mended his own clothes, and shopped for groceries in cheap supermarkets. He never married, never flaunted relationships, and kept his private life shrouded in mystery. This fueled endless rumors, but Benny seemed unbothered. The man who made millions laugh lived quietly, almost in solitude. By the early 1990s, his health began to decline. In February 1992, he suffered a minor heart attack and was soon diagnosed with kidney failure. Doctors urged him to undergo surgery and treatment, but he refused. On April 20th of that same year, Benny was found in his armchair, the victim of a fatal cardiac thrombosis. He was just 68. That very day, a new job offer arrived, too late for him to ever see it. Thus ended the story of one of Britain's greatest comedy icons, a man who made the world laugh, but who lived and died in surprising simplicity. This was the rise and fall of Benny Hill. If this story touched you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to discover more incredible biographies, click on the next video already waiting for you on the screen.